Good evening. The word of the day is rivets. In my hay cutter, the knives are held onto a bar by little rivets. They're about that long and not quite as big around as a pencil. Those rivets are very important because they hold 37 different knife sections onto a blade that works to cut the hay. Last week when I was cutting hay, two of those rivets broke. It let one of those knife sections come out, and I didn't realize it happened. I cut about 3 acres of hay without that knife section on that blade. But folks, you have to understand something. I have your reputation about cutting hay. I want it all cut clean. I don't want anything left behind. I want it raked up clean. I don't want anything left behind the rake, and I want it baled up clean. When I get through with the field, I want it to look like you mowed your grass. One of my cousins actually told me one time, he said, when you cut a field, it looks like a lot of people mowed their grass. He said it even looks better than some people's yards. Well, the other day when that knife section broke, that field doesn't look that way. The bad thing was I didn't notice it while it was happening because the hay was thick enough that it was laying on top of the hay that wasn't cut and pushing it down, and I didn't catch it. But when we raked it, it was all exposed, and now there's a streak of hay about that wide everywhere that I cut that's left behind and standing up. It looks very ragged, and it makes me very upset because I don't like to leave a field that way. And my cousin that said that about it being mowed like a yard, he drove by the field and he said, I know Craig's mad. Said, I can sell it. Said he broke a knife and he didn't realize it. He even called me and talked to me about it. Yeah, I was upset. But here's the moral of that story. Sometimes a tiny little thing makes a big difference. Those little rivets broke. I don't know what broke them. Might have been something that hit the blade that forced it out or something. But there's two little rivets that seem very insignificant broke. Now, I should have paid better attention and maybe I'd have caught it. But there's tiny little things make a big difference. There's a lot of things in life that way. A tiny little action, a tiny little thing, a single little word can make a big difference. So be careful what you say and be careful what you do, because sometimes a tiny little thing can make all the difference in the world, just like those rivets. And when they don't break and everything goes well, then you have a great day. But if they do break, then the day's not so great at all.